Hey, ladies and gentlemen, but welcome back to Oklahoma On Stage. I'm Tim, as your host. Tonight, we are beginning our series of behind the scenes holiday shows where we're going around and we're talking to some of the area, statewide theaters that are putting together some of the best and beloved Christmas shows. Tonight, we are on location. Here at the wonderful Harn Homestead. And before I get into anything else, let me just say if you've never been to the Harn Homestead, if you've never come out here into the center of Oklahoma City and seen this hidden gem, I encourage you to bring your family, come with a school, whatever it is, come out here, take a tour of the property, which is all historical, frontier, turn of the century, early Oklahoma. Uh, other than the sounds of the cars and the medical helicopters from the hospital just a mile away, you'd forget that you were even in the city. So come out here, check this place out. But we're here at the Harn Homestead. We're going to be interviewing members of the Storyteller Theatre production of Little Women, A Holiday Experience. This is the third year that they've done this production, and they put this on as they roam the entire campus of the Harn Homestead, the barn, the house, which doubles as the March home. There is a schoolhouse here. There is a gazebo. There's a stage just outside the barn. So there's many different things out here. Come out, see the show, and you'll truly enjoy this experience. But we're going to be interviewing some of the cast, some of the crew, and we're going to talk to them about their experience with storytellers, with Little Women, and everything that has to go with it. So I hope you enjoy. So we're here with
Daniel Thompson. I play Professor Bear.
Professor Bear. So, Daniel, I understand this is actually your second time to do this show. Is that correct?
That is correct, and you would know because I spent most of it sitting up in the loft with you, chatting.
That is right.
Between scenes.
That's right. Many people have been a part of this or been around this know that I was in this production last year. Daniel and I, as he said, we sat in the loft talking a lot about life and the show and everything that it means and all that kind of other stuff. So Daniel, just let me ask you, what brought you to audition for Little Women?
Oh, that's a really good question. Last year, it was a last-minute thing. They didn't have anyone audition for Professor Bear, and so I kind of slid in last minute and joined a cast that was basically all entirely people who had returned from year one. And the reason I joined that year was I had heard from every single person who's ever been affiliated with Storyteller that Little Women was something special. I had not seen the show. I was not a big fan of the book, not a big fan of the original film with Winona Ryder. And then when I came and joined the cast, it really very quickly became that sort of family atmosphere that is kind of classical of Storyteller. Storyteller does a great job, Justice and Brenna do a great job of creating a family atmosphere, and the people are really good. And the story has these moments that I was not touched by the film, I was not touched by the book, but I was touched by the play. I think I cried while I was reading the script rather. And that surprised me and continues to surprise me. There's something about doing the show in this place, surrounded by these trees at night, full moon, the glow of the Devon Tower, that creates this sort of atmosphere that's really beautiful. And I wanted to come back because it's a beautiful way to spend some time in November, frankly. And you're always around good people. Very excited to be working with Delaney this year. I've worked with Delaney so much. She's been stage managing so many Storyteller shows, but I really wanted to also support her with her first directorial effort.
Nice. So if you could say one thing to the people that were listening out there, what would it be?
Just, I don't know, bazooka? What do you mean one thing?
About the show. And
everything.
It's like if you could, this is your moment to pump the show, what would it be?
Tim, it's beautiful. The show is beautiful. It will remind you of all the people that you love and all the things you've experienced as a person. It's not uber relatable because it's set in the Civil War, but the moments between families, between siblings, between parents, they're so real. And this show really highlights that. It's really a show about growing up and being in a family growing up. And that's special. There's something really deeply special about that. And to see it out on a stage like this, out here to wander the Harn And to kind of live in that, it's just a great experience. I've never known anyone to come away being like, oh, well, that was dumb. That was boring. No, it's not the traditional theater experience. It's really something special.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Daniel.
Oh, thank you, Tim.
My name is Darcy, and I play Beth.
So, Darcy, how long have you been a part of this production before?
I have. I was in it our very first year here back in 2023, and I got to play the part of Little Amy.
How was your first experience out here at the Harn Homestead?
Well, it was my first play with Storyteller Theatre, and I had never been on the Harn Homestead before, and so it was a really fun experience to get to learn and grow with all of these people. So it was really fun.
So how would you say your experience now, just in the short time that you've been doing it, as Beth, is that right? Versus your time as Little Amy?
Well, for starters, I like to say I graduated because with Little Amy, I was double cast, and with Beth, this is actually my first time not being double cast as a character, so that's really exciting and new thing to play around with. But I am no longer the baby of the cast, which is pretty fun. I get to be in a little more of the show, and I get to play with a different character, and Beth is just it's honestly a pretty hard character to play because Beth is a very reserved character, and that's definitely not my personality, so it's been a little bit of a struggle, but I'm having a lot of fun.
So, from your perspective, why Little Women?
Little Women is always a story I loved to read when I was a little bit younger. I love to read, so Little Women was just a story that I really loved, and it was really special to me, so.
Okay. If you could tell the people listening one thing about this show, what would it be?
It's really good. Delaney has done a really good job of directing, and even if it's a little bit different from my first year, it is still so fun and really exciting, and I would definitely encourage you guys to come and watch it.
Isaac Hames, and I played John Brooke.
So, Isaac, this is your first time out here at the Harn Homestead, am I correct?
It is technically the second, but yes, it's the first time for Little Women.
Okay. So what brought you out here for Little Women?
Well, Little Women itself is just a fun show, and working with storytellers is always a pleasure. So I auditioned, and here we go. It's pretty cut and dry.
So what has been your experience in this short time out here?
Oh, it's magical. You can just tell looking around here. You get to experience Little Women in a way you don't get in a theater, because you get to essentially live it in 2 hours. It's wonderful. 2 hours? However long it is.
Were you familiar with the story at all before you came out here?
Yes, I have done one performance of Little Women as Professor Bear when I lived in Georgia. So coming to here, it's like, oh, I get to see it from a different perspective.
Okay, so how does this compare to your previous experience?
It's different. Every director does it differently. This one, I can tell a lot of care is written into it. We used the original script, and it didn't need to be adapted because it was just traditional. But here, it's unique and yet remains true to the story.
So if you could tell the people listening any one thing about this experience out here, what would it be?
Prepare to be entranced. Prepare to experience a show you will never get to experience the same way again, and wear layers because it will be cold.
So tell us just real quick about your character.
So John Brooke, he's actually a bit of a mystery because he was not in the production that I did, so I'm learning a lot about him. But he is just one of Laurie's tutor, and eventually starts to fall in love with Meg, love at first sight, and it's very fun to get to play a character like that, just getting to really be in the romance of it all.
So you've been able to kind of create him yourself?
Essentially, yes. I have seen the movie. It's been a few years, but I enjoy it, and with my girlfriend and everything, she's like, yeah, this is right, this is gotta do this, and it's a lot of fun.
Peggy Hoschel.
And who do you play, Peggy?
I play Aunt March.
So do I understand this correctly? This is your first time out here?
Well, with Storyteller, it
Okay.
is. I have done other things throughout the city, and a little bit of experience in several different theaters here. I also direct homeschool kids. I've done that for like 38 years
Very nice.
in productions. For I can't even count the numbers of productions that I've done, but it's been a lot of fun.
So, how did you hear about the auditions for Little Women?
How did I hear? I think it might have been on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was scrolling. Imagine that. Scrolling through, and I saw that they were going to have them, and I thought, well, I had played Aunt March earlier this year at another theater.
Oh, very nice.
So I thought, well, let's just do Aunt March again if we can. So that's why I auditioned.
So, what is the appeal for Aunt March to you?
I'm the age. I'm the age, and I've got the raspy voice.
Of course.
Yeah, those are the two things. And it's just, I think it's nice to have somebody in the age range to play the actual character. It helps a lot, I think, with the authenticity of the show.
So, how has been your experience out here at the Harn Homestead?
Well, it's delightful. I've loved Harn for many years, as have many people, and I won't be traveling on any of the scenes. I'm supposed to be, old and not get around very well. So I've only been stuck in the barn, but that's okay. I go outside the barn one time for one of my scenes.
And the heat will be on in the barn.
Oh, yes. I can't complain. I can't complain at all.
Absolutely. So, if you could tell the people listening one thing about the show, what would it be?
Little Women is a classic that I think everyone should see. It's given delight to people for nearly 200 years. And the experience here is one that will be such a different experience as far as for the audience, that I think it would be just a delight for the families to come out and see this show.
Sitting out here on the back porch of the March house, and we are talking to
Mr. March, Cole Allen.
Cole. You were playing Mr. March, a role that I know well. This is your first year to step into the role, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So what brought you out to take this role?
To take this role, honestly, it's something that I like being a part of the group. I like being a part of the group. I really enjoy being a part of the entire, not just this cast, but there's a lot of carryover between the cast that I've been a part of so far. And it is nice being able to play with everybody still on nearly a nightly basis, as much as I can. It really is nice to be able to come out and play around.
Now, I understand you are a elementary school teacher. Middle school, sorry, everything is different these days. So a middle school teacher, and you teach English. So this kind of falls in a little bit into your wheelhouse. So were you familiar with Little Women when coming into this?
Yes and no. I mean, I knew it was a book. My sister, when we were growing up, she was a big fan of the book. And then the movie came out, the Winona Ryder one, and I think Kirsten Dunst was in it too. But that one, so she was all over that one. So I was aware of it, but it didn't hit my radar at that time. The most recent movie came out. I watched that. It was very good, and I really enjoyed. Hang on. No, this was never on my radar. Little Women was never on my radar. I'm here because I enjoy playing a part. I like to be a part of the scene of this scene, not just in the scene as it's happening, being a part as an actor, but also, this theater scene and the people that I've met.
So has this play, this experience out here, has it endured to you since being here?
Has it endured? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Endured. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially seeing how all the rest of the players are working together and how they're playing off of it. To see the familiarity that somebody like Bridget is doing with Meg.
Is it Meg? Sure.
She's one of my daughters. Oh, sweet.
It takes a little bit to remember the names.
But the familiarity that Bridget has, being able to play that role, essentially, she's done it every year.
Yeah.
So her to be so comfortable and used to it, I mean, that's very different from if I were to step into a large role and been cold on it, of course, or anybody stepping in cold to a role. So seeing the people that want to keep coming out makes it really easy for me to want to keep coming out. And I guess it's more so less the show for me than it is being a part of the troupe.
So is there any part about this story that resonates with you?
Yeah, I am a new father. I'm a 5 and 6 year old. So being able to see a different perspective now, I mean, of course, if I had been, I wouldn't have had the same perspective on this role. And being able to do the things that I have to do, which is mostly at this point nonverbal. I have to interact with a baby, and I actually feel comfortable being able to, mime that. 5 years ago, 7 years ago probably, it would have been very foreign, and I'd have felt very goofy, and I would have felt very out of place. But having just that one little bit of experience helps me feel a little bit more comfortable. Having worked with Bridget before, Darcy before, Michaela before, Lancia before, them being a part of my family is gonna makes it so much easier for me to feel comfortable in the scene around them. The people that I have not met before tonight, I hope I give them the same sense of comfort that it seems the other people get from me. But I also, I sound like an ass there. That made me sound like an asshole.
So from your perspective, what do you think people can expect when they come out here to see the show?
I think everybody's going to have a lot of fun. Yes, they will enjoy the show. They will leave enjoying the show. I mean, yes, they will leave. I fully believe they will leave satisfied and fully happy that they saw the show and that we got to share this with them. What was the question again?
What do you think that they will? How do you think they will experience?
How do I think they will experience? I think they will walk away from it very satisfied. Yeah, I really do think they're going to have some fun with the things that are going to be done with it, and especially with the talent involved and the way that they're going to be able to play with each other.
Yeah. Once again, on the March back porch. Now I am sitting here with
Delaney Spitz, the director.
Delaney is stepping into the role of the director this year. Delaney, you have been stage manager for 2 years now. What brought it about for you to take over the role as a director?
So I've never directed before, and so this is a kind of unusual show for your first to direct, but I am the person who knows the show best besides Brenna, who wrote it and directed it the last 2 years because I've been a part of it the last 2 years. So I figured if I'm going to learn how to direct, this show would be the perfect one to do it.
So how does your experience so far different from being the stage manager to being the director?
This is a lot more work. Stage managing is easy for me. That's what I do mostly. I've done a lot of. So it's a different mindset, different hat, and getting to see how not all the things that you want to work, and how you have to shift to make it work with the space you have and the people you have.
So how you've been a part of this now for 3 years. You've seen changes come and go, some cast members, and now almost a whole new cast. How is this experience impacted you as I would almost just basically say as a leader, because the stage manager, director, you are the leader. So how would you say this show, with all of those changes, has impacted you as a director?
I care a lot about symbolism now, and I never cared about symbolism before. And so there's these moments that I'm like, the audience isn't going to notice this, but I know, and the actors know, and maybe the audience will be like, oh, there's something about this that I feels familiar to something in a previous scene, but it's done differently this time. And I've never been that person to be like, oh, at the beginning of the movie, she was wearing blue, and now she's wearing red, and now that's all I'm thinking with the show.
So, I had a question and it just completely slipped my mind with the whole blue and red dress. I was just like, my mind went to the whole Facebook thing where you're seeing the dress and everybody sees a different color. So I don't know if that's a whole different deal.
That's how directing feels.
Right. Everybody sees it differently, and that's exactly what it is. So, this new group out here, this experience out here, how are you enjoying directing this show?
I am literally having the time of my life. I don't remember the last time I was this happy, this continuously, and like giddy. And you do a scene for the first time and it's just people reading lines. And then you run it a second time and they start bringing personality into it. And then you run it a third time and they put their scripts down and suddenly it's a scene. And I nearly cried my first night because I was seeing the show. And I didn't think I was going to get that emotional that quick. And literally every night I'm just sitting there like cheesing and watching the saddest scene happen. And I'm like, wow, they're so good. So I am ecstatic. This is the most fun I've had in a very, very long time.
That's
The
really,
The people.
that's really, really cool. So you've now been a part, watched Brenna direct this for 2 years. Now you're directing it. What are you hoping that people will take away from this show?
The show is magical. Brenna wrote such a magical show. And being at the Harn is so special. And to get to follow the March sisters and Marmee, you get to feel like you're part of the story. And when you combine the magic of the Harn with the magic of the script and the Little Women and what it means to people, it's magical is the only word I can think of. This show is magical.
And it's great that it's got you at its helm. So congratulations for your directorial debut. And congratulations on all your success here. I wish you guys the best. Thank you.
I'm Lancia Berglund, and I play Marmee.
Well, very important role. So I understand this is your first time in this role. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So what prompted you to look at or go after the role of Marmee?
Well, it's the whole story of Little Women has been really a special thing for me my whole life. My mother loved the story, so I loved the story. I shared it with my daughters. The first time they did Little Women here at the Harn, Storyteller did. I had never had any experience with Storyteller. And my girls and I found out about it. And so me and my 2 daughters and my granddaughter came to see Little Women, our first experience with Storyteller, and it was really magical. I mean, my granddaughter was just head over heels in love with the story, and she loved it as much as we did. So we came back again last year for our second time and tried to see different cast members that we didn't get to see the first year we did. So when I found out they were opening up auditions, I thought I'd just throw my hat in the ring just in case they didn't have a Marmee. And here we are.
So being a long tradition of passing the story down, how has this experience here at the Harn Homestead differed from your perception of the story of Little Women?
Honestly, I don't think it has. I think it's kind of been everything I expected it to be and maybe more. Well, definitely more. It's just being with this wonderful cast, they're all, even though there's several new members, they all seem to kind of treasure the story too. And they all really get emotional about the characters. It's an emotional story and it's a hard story, but a good story. But they kind of are already, even in the early practices, kind of leaning into the hard things and the emotion, and it's just like so exciting just even being here in practice. So yeah.
So from the story of Little Women, is there anybody in the story that you connect to best?
I would say it would have to be Marmee. If not Marmee, it would be Meg, which I think would probably surprise some people if they knew me, but growing up, I really didn't have that one thing I wanted to be. I just wanted to be a mom, a wife and a mom. And that's kind of the way Meg is. And I think, as Marmee says in one of her lines, she put all of her energies into her young daughters to have them grow up to be healthy, happy, well-adjusted, good people, and that's just kind of been my thing too.
So, from your perspective, what do you think people are going to get out of this experience?
Well, if you know the story of Little Women, you will love it. It's warm and inviting, and here in this environment is magical, especially at night. There's just something about the night performances that are just really magical. If you don't know the story of Little Women, it's a somewhat abridged version, and I think it's going to make you want to know more of the full story and see how much more deeply the characters are developed in the book, or maybe even in some movie versions. But it's a fantastic introduction to just a wonderful classic American story.
Jade Rogers. I play Theodore Laurie Lawrence.
Glad you remembered who it was you were playing. So, so this is your first time with Little Women here at the Harn, is that correct?
Yes.
So, what intrigued you about auditioning for this show?
I had only ever been to the Harn Homestead once for the last show I did with Storyteller. The audition for Treasure Island was here. And I just remember being surprised by the area in general. Like, it was, I mean, yeah, it's a nice little farmland, and I knew that they did shows here, but I assumed there was still a stage somewhere. So it was kind of the realization that, oh, this is walking around different set pieces, like sort of experience this with the characters, which is something I've never done before, which seemed really exciting.
So how is that experience, the way this is laid out, with the character Laurie kind of going all over the place? How is that experience for you different from, say, Treasure Island?
Well, running around a lot more, so my cardio's been great lately, I think. But it's really exciting because it's less of a, okay, now go backstage and wait stage right or stage left for a while. It's okay, and now you run over to the gazebo and wait there, or you run into the barn and you hang out. So it has been really fun to get to experience this place as a person, aside from just as an actor.
Definitely a much larger stage.
Yes.
So from your perspective, tell me a little bit about Laurie.
Laurie is a very lonely rich boy. I do think it's very interesting because he grew up in Europe. His parents were very rich, and then his parents died, and he had to move to America with his grandfather. And he meets these neighbors, the March sisters, and they're definitely poorer than him, but they seem so happy. Joe writes plays, and they all act them out. It has a kind of closeness and familiarity that he has not quite ever been familiar with. So it's very much nice to play someone with so much sincerity of just wanting to sort of be loved and express his love.
So is there anything about Laurie that you connect with?
Yeah, he early on when he first meets Joe, Joe's kind of kicking herself because she says, "I never know what to do," and Laurie says, "That's all right. I'm sure I never do." And that's kind of been something that I find fun about him, is just someone who is so often unaware, but who clearly takes it in stride, has been something that I connect to, but also a little aspire to. It's nice to see someone be so free.
You kind of embrace your awkwardness.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so from your perspective, what do you think the people are going to experience when they come here to see the show?
I mean, really, it is just sort of a story about how happy a simple life can be. These are four sisters who just sort of live out, and it may not turn out how you want it to, or how you always expected it to, but it does turn out okay, and you can experience joy even in a life you didn't think you'd be leading, which I really love.
We're back again on the March back porch. And we are sitting here with...
Mindy Piper, who's playing Meg March.
So, playing Meg, this is your first time being part of this family?
Yes.
And what brought you out to audition for Little Women?
So my older sister and my younger sister both have been in productions of Little Women. So whenever I saw that I had the opportunity, I felt like it was just like perfect. Like I had to join the family with my sisters, you know?
Makes perfect sense. Now, have you had any exposure with Little Women?
Besides, or what am I saying? Oh, just my siblings being in it. I've seen them in it, but I've never read the book or seen the movie now.
So you are a true newbie to this. So how are you enjoying your initiation, shall we say, into the March family?
It's fun. I am very grateful for the theater I'm doing it with. I feel like the actors and actresses and my director and the stage manager, like it's just making it so much easier and enjoying it. Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 18.
So are you still in high school?
Yes.
Okay, where do you go to school?
I go to Edmond Memorial.
Edmond Memorial. And who's the teacher there?
Patrick Town.
That's who I thought it was. In case you didn't know, Patrick has actually had an interview on my podcast, so you might want to check that out. How has this experience differed from some of your productions there at Edmond Memorial?
So I'm still pretty new to theater, so I've only done one play there, and I think the difference, both of them have been phenomenal, but I feel like, I don't know, hold on. I'm so sorry, I'm like not quick with my answer.
Oh, well, you're fine. So how long have you been doing theater?
Okay, I've only been doing theater for 3 years now.
Well, that's not new. You've got your season now.
This is only my second play, though. So
what have you been doing, like backstage work and things like that?
No, I've done musicals, and then I've done one act, but like with my drama class.
You realize those count, right?
Well, yeah, but there's like, it's like the class production. It's not like a real production, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But because like the rehearsals are only in class, so it's like really quick. I don't know.
You do realize that Mr. Town is probably going to hear this interview, and so, you know.
They're student led, so he actually doesn't direct those. But I actually have an answer for the original question.
Sure.
I feel like because I'm at Memorial, it's all high school students. I think not a lot of us have any more experience than one another. So here, just talking, not even just working with them, but with talking with a lot of my, what is the word?
Castmates? Don't be nervous. You're fine.
It's been a long day. But they just have like talked about like all the experiences they've had and like what to do, and just they've given me a lot of like advice, and I feel like it's been really great to even just hear that and get that.
So far at being out here, being on this property and going through the blocking and all of the stuff that you've done, how have you seen this show impacting you?
You're asking really good questions. Wait.
That's what I do.
I know, you're good at this. Me not so much. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Let's go with something easier.
Okay.
How has this show touched you?
Okay. I feel like whenever my older sister first did this, she was Marmee. So a lot of like who I was focused on and then the storytelling was her, and Meg kind of like flew past my head. Like, I didn't really think of her as a character, so I never really realized how much I feel honestly connected to it. So even just going through a lot of the scenes and saying a lot of my lines, I'm like, I relate to that. Like Meg wanting to be a mother, and like that's her goal, and it doesn't matter with money or she's not a painter. She like doesn't have the same like hobbies that the other sisters have, and to other people that might like make her feel like she's less than. I don't know. I feel like I finally found a character where I'm like, that makes a lot of sense for me. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're saying that you actually do have a connection with Meg?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, if you could share with the people listening one thing about this show, what would you say that it would be? I know that's a really hard one, seeing how you've not done the show, but
No.
just even in what you've experienced, what do you think is what they're going to experience?
Again, like the same thing. I feel like there's a character in the show for everyone, or even each of the sisters. Someone can take parts of them and relate to it. And just feel connected to that.
See, now that was a good answer. Good job. Thank you, Wendy. We appreciate it.
I'm John Kovaleski, and I play Mr. Lawrence, the kindly next-door neighbor.
So tell us a little bit about Mr. Lawrence.
He's an older man. He lives with his grandson, had lived alone. His daughter died, we're told, long ago is the way it's phrased. And the relationship between his grandson and the March girls helps tighten his connection with his neighbors and brings out a softer side of them than I think he had exhibited prior. I mean, his backstory is vague, but there's mention that they hardly know him. And then by the end of the play, he's much closer with them.
Was there a part of Mr. Lawrence that connect with you?
Well, I like to think I'm a kindly old man. Yeah, I guess any part I play, actually, I think connects with some part of me, or it's hard to play them. But yes, the feeling of being old and looking at the young and wanting to try and do something to make life better for them. I like to think that's part of me.
That's nice. Now, you're one of the veterans of the show.
Hi.
The Storytellers, this is the third year to do it, and you've been doing this all 3 years. What keeps you coming back, Don?
So there's two things. One is the company. I really appreciate and respect and even love what Justice and Brenna do through Storytellers Theatre. We've talked about this before. There aren't many theaters that have the kind of commitment to intergenerational, both on stage and in the audience. And I really value that, both in terms of the idealism of having that cross-generational experience and contact, I guess is becomes more valuable to me as I get older, but also just the practical sense of, I suspect that the kids that come to see storytellers will be theater goers in the future. And oftentimes I'll go to a theatrical production and, the average age of the average audience member is dead, and it's encouraging to see a theater community building around multi-generational family productions, bringing young kids into theater seats, or standing is the case.
Okay, or rolling a problem.
Or walking around the Harn Homestead, yeah.
So, if you could tell anybody out there one thing about this show, what would it be?
it touches a whole bunch of parts of what make human life good and valuable, I think. Shared community, willingness to sacrifice for others. We don't always get along. We sometimes do horrible things to each other. But in the end, we can all be reconnected to people, and those connections are what give our lives, both individually and communally, meaning.
Well put, John. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, we're sitting out here at the barn on the Harn Homestead, and I am sitting with...
Bridget McDonald.
And Bridget, who do you play?
I play Joe March.
The incomparable Joe March. Now, Bridget, you are the veteran here. You have played Joe for the last 3 years. What keeps you coming back?
The environment is very welcoming to start. That makes any place worth coming back to. And honestly, the last few years, a lot of people have talked about how magical it was. And in some ways, it felt like my personal life was keeping me from being able to take it all in. And so I guess I'm kind of always ready to feel that magic. And something about this year feels different. I don't know if it's the fact that I don't know these people that well, so I'm more connected. I have to be present. Or if it's knowing that I'm going to have a great run with these people. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I can feel a little difference here and there as I'm doing the show this year.
I think that's a good mindset, just going into it. We're going to have a great show. I think that's great. Now, you keep coming back. Is there something about Joe that you guys connect together?
Joe doesn't hold back, and neither do I. You know, a lot of people have faces that they put on for XYZ reasons, and that's totally understandable. But it's like Joe never cared to learn that, and she never had a desire to be socially correct. And as I've grown up into my younger and now closer to mid-20s, I'm realizing how it doesn't matter what your face is, you know, just be authentic, be who you are. And that's the easiest way to live in such a harsh world. And Joe has really helped me understand that. When I auditioned initially, I wanted to be adult Amy. I didn't know much about the show at all. I just knew adult Amy was loud, and I was like, that would be cool. And then I got called back for Joe, and I was like, who's Joe? I mean, okay, that's cool, I guess. And then I quickly realized Joe's role in the show, and I went, this is okay. I see. I got told a lot that I was a natural Joe, and I didn't understand it at first, but coming back for a third year, I kind of feel like Joe's just with me everywhere I go.
It's almost like it's home.
Mm-hmm.
So you've now been through, for the most part, 3 different casts. So I'm going to kind of put you on the spot a little bit. Good, bad, or indifferent, what's different about this cast?
Well, some of the cast is a lot younger. That's one way to put it. I was actually the youngest adult in the original cast, and now I'm more in the middle. But this cast doesn't have any preconceived notions about each other for the most part. A few of us know each other. A few of us have done shows together. But it feels like Delaney did a really great job casting this group. Not to put shade on the previous casts, because every show has been amazing. That's the reason we're doing it this year.
Right.
You know, they wouldn't have us do it a third year if the first or second one wasn't as good.
Absolutely.
So,
I think every cast, and you know, I missed the first one, but I got to spend a little bit of time out here last year. Everybody brings something different to the table, and I think it's magical. So, from your perspective, playing Joe for 3 years, enjoying all of this, aside from when it's cold and rainy and all of that, but even then, what do you hope that people take away from this experience?
I hope they take away how important family can be. My grandfather got to see me in the first show, but passed away before the second show could come. So this has been the main show I've done since he's passed, and it's really hard sometimes. But it's good to know that this was a very authentic role and an amazing show to see me in for the last time.
That's a very touching story. And I can tell you from being there, you do a great job, kiddo. There you have it from the cast and the principal crew of Little Women. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Again, if you get the opportunity to come out and see the show, it opens the weekend before Thanksgiving. Runs for 3 weeks out here at the Harn Homestead. Reach out, Storyteller Theatre, StorytellerTheatreOKC.com. You can get tickets there. You don't want to miss this show. As so many of these actors have said, there's something in it for everyone. There's something that will touch you, something that will encourage you, something that will uplift you. So come be a part of this, and you will not regret it.